Hello and welcome to Tinker's Lab. And in the previous video, I established that the motor, that bit, is working. And the switch on the top is working. And there was basically a bad connection between the motor unit and the actual carriage, because they come apart, you see, so you can use a, walk around and suck stuff up. Yes, it's a vacuum cleaner. And it's a cyclone vacuum cleaner, a bit like a VAX. And a bit like a VAX, they tend to fall to pieces after a while. Just plasticky rubbish, isn't it? If you want a decent Hoover, get yourself a Henry, pneumatic Henry. So this is the motor, which has got wet. There's all rust on the bottom there, but it is working. So I've got to place the motor back into the unit. I've then got to place all the other bits and pieces back. And do what I didn't do. I didn't photograph it before I actually took it apart. So word of advice, before you take anything apart, take pictures as you go. So I'm going to wing it. I'm going to have to wing it because I can't remember where everything goes. So there you go. That's tough tea. My fault. That it is. Right. Now, some things are obvious. What we'll do is we'll put you on the overhead camera. Oh, look at that. We've got an overhead camera. All right. So that little bending cable, that's obvious that goes in there. All right. There's like a little cable tidy thing there. So that's clear. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? So I'm going to place that in there. Right, and then these wires must go into those slots on the top there. And then the motor, I'm imagining because rusty on the bottom, must go that way round. It does go that way round, yeah. Like so that goes in there, all right? And then we have this little switch. If you wonder what this switch is for, it's like a dead man switch. Basically, when you got it in the vertical position, the motor won't run. So you don't accidentally leave it, because the belt will be, I don't know, why wouldn't you want it to run? When you got the storage position. Yeah. So, and what we've got over here is this, like I say, spark switch, is open in the, so it's closed in the open position, so effectively that would be on, that is off. So that goes in that hole down there, I believe. I think I can remember. And that clearly holds the, this little ferrite. And that's so the point of this little bit of ferrite is so it doesn't actually put out interference and make your television go funny. Right, so that's in there. That's nice. I should look sort of okay, isn't it? So I imagine that must. Oh crikey! Got to watch that. You know what I could do? I could actually put a bit of hot melt glue on that to hold it into place while it's. There should be a screw on there, but it's actually broken off. I can see it. And the screw like clamps onto there. So, is there a way of me hold that down another way? 2 seconds. I'm just going to go and grab some hot milk. There. Mine's that Dora. Tripping over here, girl. Right. That. This one's surprised me by being young. So I'm gonna put a blob of glue down there, not where the vent holes are. Not where the vent holes are, but this side. Just hopefully that'll just sort of like hold it into place. I have to be quick though. Yeah. Well, I actually just put this whole thing together. I could probably do with the other glue gun actually. Be a bit faster. I've got 11mm one. This is a 7mm, so it's only cordless. So I'll put a bit of glue on there like that, and then slop that back into there like so. Hopefully, I could put a bit there as well. Like that. That screw's missing. I'm not going to be able to get it out because it's I don't even want to try, to be honest. This stops the vibration, wouldn't it? Gluing the motor in. Hold it temporarily, really. Turn off. Put that out of the way there. Hopefully, got gooey bits everywhere. Hopefully that'll stay put now. If I've allowed enough time to. So that goes in there. I believe. Yeah, like so. So what holds that on? Right, let's screw in there like that then. So what's next? Is there any internal components on there, or got the belt? Let's make sure I put the belt on. I was wanting to get on afterwards, will I? So I've got to make sure I've got that over there like that. It doesn't matter what direction it goes in. It's just a little toothed belt, like a timing belt. And there. Oh, hang on. Oh, isn't there a bit here? I've got this little hose thing. Right, how's that go? Oh dear, what am I doing? Sometimes I wonder why I start pulling things apart. Especially without actually photographing it. Now, I know that bit goes over there, right? Ah, maybe the other bit's gone over afterwards. Maybe, maybe not. So, we've got the screw holes there, Like so. Ooh, that's looking hopeful. I find I've missed something out. I mean, I should have put that there or something. Now this has got rubber gasket on. I'm imagining it goes against that. And there's two screw holes there, so that makes sense. Is it that way up or that way up though? Be that way up. Oh no, don't come about yet. Don't come about. I could put a couple of screws in temporarily. Where did this bit come from? Oh, that's ominous. It looks like there's a screw go through it. Oh my god, what's that got to do with anything? Where would it fit? I don't know. Now, does that go in here anywhere inside that? So, before I get carried away. Yes, like I said, recommendation is to photograph everything as you go along. Right, so does this belong inside there somewhere? Oh, hang on. It belongs on top of there. It's a cable clamp. Okay, now that kind of makes sense. Yeah, that is. That's a cable clamp. Because that screw goes into it. Yeah. Oh, that's easy. Must be that screw then. That must be that one. Now I know where that screw went. There you go. Okay, that's. I feel a bit happier now. So I think I could potentially put this together. Put it back together. And all together is all together. Right. And then when this bit goes over the top, it will clamp that into place. So what I'm going to do though, before we do that, I'm going to put some thin oil over top of those two bits there. Don't know why. And that goes on here, like, or what I had to do, something like that. Just like that. Right. Unfortunately, a lot of the screws that come out have all got a bit corroded. So the heads aren't great. So let's make sure I've got a bit of lube on them, because you got to lube your tool, that you have. Ask the missus. Right, so if I get those two back screws in there, oh, I hate the fact they're all rusty. I ain't got any of those screws, so that's what I need to get. I need to get a selection of self-tappers from plastics. Oh, there you go. Right, sorry about that. And that one then, we'll go into there. I think I'm happy so far. There's still some things that have to be done, because it leaks in places. There's some really bad bits of design on this machine. They're never designed, are they, to stand the test of time, are they? They really aren't. Right, so we've got a couple of screws. Let's put these. Let's put that one in there, that one there. That won't fall apart then, will it? Hang on, what am I doing? That might be a part. That might have to be another part that I've gone. Hold it on. No, it doesn't. That's the hold on with snacks. Not snacks as in biscuits. No. See this piece here? I keep forgetting they've got the camera. And that go on there like that. Just look at that. Alright, don't forget, make sure you put your belt in before you put it together. Because that'd be really annoying. It's a long screw there. I don't know what that one's for. Oh, a long screw. Ooh. This is when you finish the job and you end up with those screws left over. And you think, how come I've got screws left over? That's quite possible. But these are the little wheels that go on there. So put the lube on there. So they're out of the way. Pop them back in. It should pop in. Ah, there we go. So that was in. Oh, get in there. Oh, it's in. Oh, let me try to push it hard. It won't go in. Sounds like doing the innuendo, doesn't it? No, not intentionally. No. Right. Now, that bit there clearly screws onto there. I don't know if I can yet or not, but I think I will. The less bits that are left laying about, the better. This is when I put it all together. And I realised I left, oh shit, that's supposed to be in there, isn't it? I remember where that goes. Oh bugger. Goes in there somewhere. But I didn't notice it beforehand. Right. It's actually a really good bag. I wouldn't be bothering with it otherwise, but it's really handy because it just sits there in the kitchen upright position. And when you've got dogs and that, it's just handy to just whiz around with it, and it's quick. And it works really, really well. It comes with 2 batteries, and it has plenty of suction. Well, plenty enough anyway, do what we want to do. Sticking everything on top of my CNC machine over there. Right, so there's a screw right in the middle there. I'm not sure about that one. This one looks like it probably goes in there. All the way around, all the like that, I imagine. Or not. No, that way around. Yeah, like that. Oh, so that's fairly self-explanatory. And this bit goes in from the other direction. From the top. Let's put those two. Let's put some of them screws in. There's 2 long screws in. I don't even know what they're for. That'll be for something. Most of these are just little short ones. So make sure you store these things in a dry place. I'm quite glad that I've washed everything. When I had it all apart, I just put it in a bowl and scrubbed it up with a little brush and some, some fairy liquid, just to wash it because it was a mess. I tell you what I was going to do. I was going to put some wax on the inside of the places where the dust goes, so it flows better, don't stick. Right, so those ones there. You mustn't over tighten your screws, obviously. There's 2 more screws there. Right. 2 more of these ones. Oh, well, that's an insole screw. Oh, I heard that crack. Yeah, so don't over tighten, especially when it get old. I can't remember when we bought this. Must have been about, that was before the pandemic. So it was before Brexit. I think it was 2014. So it's about 9 years old. And it was working fine. The biggest problem we had was because Caroline got this habit of putting the hose out and just using the hose without putting a tool on. As you just ruin the end and that don't seal properly. That was on the top part. I've got a screw on there, screw on there. It's pretty much all the screws on the bottom. Apart from there's 2 there. Where'd they go? They go into there, so they need to go in. Are they long one? Oh, they might be. They might be longer screws actually. No. Oh, no, those other ones, these bigger ones. It's these ones. Coarser thread, I think. No. Don't know what's going on there. Leave that alone for a second. Is there room? Right, so we have this piece here, which needs to go one way or the other on top of that in there. Now there's two, actually, something I want to point out, here and there, on either side here, there's two like little friction locks, you know, they push in, right, look, a bit like a bales latch on each side. And they get stiff, because they've actually rusted a bit. So that's why I had a little wire brush, like sort of cleaned them up the best I could. So at least they're working now. So we need to get this back on there. What way up does it go though? Does it go any particular way up? It must have been that way up. Up there. Ah, yeah. That. Or did it go up that way round? Oh, hang on. I think they went behind. It's a bit strange. Why isn't that reaching now? Right, I think what I'm going to have to do is screw that into there first. It's a anti-clockwise thread, this there. Which means I have to unlock this part. That goes off there. Get that out of the way so I can get this on. So you can sort of walk back with it like that, you see, if you want. People use stairs and stuff, but I don't want you to use it for that. Because it's, you know, it's a bit worn and it needs. I was supposed to get little parts for it. But I know what didn't happen. If I have it so she starts using the hose again, she's going to wear the end again. Because she won't put the tool on, because she's, you know, like that. Cheers, honest. It's all Caroline's fault. Right, let's see if we can get that screwed into R. What's going on with that? Right. And you get, I should screw it to there. See, it's in far enough. And then that should stretch out and go into there. Oh my God, I'm going to knock everything off. Why am I doing this in here? I should be doing my workshop. There we go. So let's go on there. All these places, all right, all these little nooks, you know, things like hair and, you know, they're all places that can potentially leak. And then you reduce your suction. You know, it's got to be able to pucker up, if you know what I mean, to get good suction. Right. That should go on there like that. And it does. Right, there should be 2 more screws go on there. Probably those 2. Quite handy that these are magnetic screwdrivers. Right, here we go. We're getting quite close now. We already are. And after that, we're going to have to sort out all the little leaks. I don't know why I've got an extra screw at the minute. Oh, the screw goes in there. Okay. I lost a screw. I wouldn't be surprised if I did. So I think these ones go in there. They're rusty, so it makes sense. It's near the rusty bit. No, that don't go in there. Maybe a screw for that then. Ah, maybe not actually. I won't come out now. I don't know what am I going to do. Oh, it's coming. There we go. So that doesn't go in there. Right, I think we've got one more random plastic bit. And here, this random plastic bit which goes on top of there. I've just noticed it screws on from behind. And then there's 2 screws. Ah, from the underneath. I see. Now they'll go in. We've got. What have we done with them? Oh, they're there. Those 2 go on there. I've got a feeling I've messed up a little bit. There's another screw to go in. Underneath. I'm going to have to take this piece off. There's a piece there I've got to take off and get the other screw in because I don't want to leave any screws out. If I can help it. And then that'll be all the screws. The belt's still there, isn't it? Yep, good. Right, so I'm just going to have to remove this one again. It happens! I don't suppose it's too bad because I didn't photograph anything and I'm just winging it. The video is 21 minutes long. I'm not editing them, editing the video. What you see is what you get. You can always skip through, can't you, to the important bits if that's what you want to do. Alright, let's take it off there again. Yep, that's the screw to go in there. So I've just got to put that on. This one in. Right. And that goes into that little trim cover on the top. I want to make sure everything's in there. Because all these fixings are what make it all, more solid. Right round. Put it back in. Back on. There we go. I'm not very well. I've got a sore throat. I have. They feel sorry for me. Put it back on the other camera again. There you go. So what I had to do, I had to whip this little cover back off again because I messed up. Go in there. The rest of this just clips together then. Well, I don't appear to have lost any screws, which is a good sign. I'm quite happy about that. Right, so we've got our belt here. And we've got our little roller here. Once I've washed everything, might be the old hair on it. That's the brush roller. And one side's got the drive on, which you see there. So you just got to make sure that goes onto there like so. Right. And that sits in that little ridge there. And then the same on the other side. The other side's got a square. There's a square on the other end. It should slot in. See that square on the end? That's going a certain way, so it slots in. That's it. So that's on. It's on the belt, and the belt's turning. I can see the motor turning as well, so that's a good sign. So far, so good. And then we have that goes onto there. That literally just goes underneath like that, and then snacks in there and there, just so you can clean out all your dog hair and stuff. So that's together, isn't it? Pretty much. All right, let's just stick the other bit back on and make sure it's all working. Now, it's going to be another video, but there's fundamental design flaws on this. This is one of them, okay? It tends to, after a while, just goes like shit. That's a bit of foam rubber I stuck on there, just to make it work ages ago. So that goes... Let's remove that for a second. No, do I need to remove it? No, I don't. That... Got another camera. Got to see how ridiculous I look. should just slot on there. Oh yeah. Where's the slot? Oh, it's on. That goes back. Top bit. Like that. This, where the one of the floors is here. See what happens is this piece here, okay? That used to be not so much at an angle, right? Caroline started hooving up that bit, and she's worn the end off. So now I put a bit of foam rubber on so it seals on there. But there's other places as well that are a bit of a flaw. Anything like that, because what you've got to try to salvage as much power as you can, because it's battery, so there's a lot of power. It's not like a mains unit, is it? Where you'll have more. Sorry, banging the microphone. Right, and on the back here, that was a design flaw, which I'll do a better job of that now, I think now. And here, now I can see, I don't even see that isn't even just there. It's got a gap. There's a gap in it. That isn't even touching it hardly. So it's like, it needs a way of holding that against it, more like that. Right, and I think one solution would be, because this is a part of this part, and it's screwed onto this part. Oh, hang on, is it? Hang on. No, it's not. It's a part of that part. Oh, God's sake. You've got to be able to remove it. It's just how you empty it. You unclip up here, and you can, you can empty it. So, somehow you need to have a way of, because it wobbles. It's worn, isn't it? Worn. And the other flaw, so there's three potential, I would say probably common leaks. We've got the one at the bottom there that I showed you where the end was worn. Here, because this is now not, it doesn't hold itself true anymore. And then on top of the actual unit itself, there's another gasket just up here, which also deteriorates, and then it doesn't seal. And then you've got all sorts of problems. All right, so let's see if it works. I hope so, after all that. All right, so that is the power. Sucking. Yeah, I feel it. Sucking. Right. And to use the roller, the brush, you have to have it down a bit. So then the brush is up. Yay! It's working. So if I do this, watch. Stop. That's going to put it into storage mode. That's what the mic switch inside does. Oh, thank you. I couldn't see what buttons I was pressing. That's what she said. Right, so that clips up there like so, and that's where those two little friction rollers are hold an upright position. If they don't go in anymore, it's not going to work properly. It's not going to hold up. It's going to keep flopping down. So my next job is going to be to do something about all these leaks. Alright, because until I've done that, it's not going to work properly, is it? So anyway, hope you found that of interest. Oh, quite, I forgot something. Got to put that back on. So a screw was hiding behind that. Yeah. There it is. It was like hide behind there, it was. So yeah, I can't keep knocking the microphone. Blimey, what am I like? Anyway, it's a bit of a big thing to use having it, because I've got so limited headroom and stuff, and I've got stuff everywhere, and I kind of keep bashing it. So maybe I should do little stuff in here and do this sort of stuff in the workshop. What say you? Leave it in the comments down below. But please beat the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel and a little bell icon, because then you get one post in your pocket every time I upload another weird and wonderful video in my Tinker's Lab. Toodaloo.